Welcome to the story of Strings of Destiny. The sun was just beginning to set over the small coastal town of Miramar, painting the sky in soft shades of pink and gold. In a modest, sea-worn house, a young man named Adrian Vega sat on the edge of his bed, cradling an old acoustic guitar. The wood was scratched, the strings slightly worn, but to him, it was a treasure, a gift from his late father. Adrian had been playing since he was 10, strumming melodies by ear while his mother hummed along in the kitchen. But music wasn't just a hobby. It was his escape, his language, and his dream. He wanted to share his songs with the world, even if the world had yet to notice him. Life in Miramar didn't offer many opportunities for a young musician. By day, Adrian worked at the docks, unloading cargo under the scorching sun. By night, he played at the local cafe, serenading the small crowd with heartfelt ballads. Most patrons clapped politely, but a few would stop to truly listen, their eyes softening as his voice filled the room. One evening, after a particularly emotional performance, an older man approached him. "You've got something, kid," the man said, slipping a card onto the table. "Name's Hector Morales. I work in music production." "Ever thought about recording?" Adrian hesitated. He'd heard of big city producers making false promises, but something about Hector's tone felt genuine. He took the card. Within weeks, Adrian found himself in a small but professional studio in the capital. The bright lights and polished floors intimidated him at first, but once the guitar rested in his hands, the nerves faded. He recorded his first song, Waves of You, a piece inspired by his father's old stories and the sound of the ocean at night. Hector uploaded the song to a streaming platform. At first, nothing happened. Then, like a sudden tide, the views began to grow. Messages flooded in from strangers across the globe. "This song feels like home. I cried listening to this. Thank you." The attention opened doors. Adrian was invited to perform at a music festival in the city. It was his biggest stage yet, with thousands of people packed into the open-air venue. As he stepped onto the stage, the roar of the crowd sent shivers through him. He began to play, fingers dancing over the strings, his voice rising into the night air. When he finished, there was a moment of silence and then an eruption of applause. He realized in that moment that this wasn't just about fame or recognition. It was about connection. His music wasn't just his, it belonged to everyone who felt something when they heard it. Months passed, and Adrian's career blossomed. He toured across the country, then overseas. He collaborated with artists he had once only admired from afar. Yet no matter how big the stage, he kept the same battered guitar with him. It was a reminder of where he came from and the promise he made to himself. Never lose the soul in the song. But fame wasn't without challenges. Industry pressure pushed him toward commercial pop hits that didn't resonate with his heart. At one point, he nearly signed a deal that would have stripped away his creative control. He walked away, choosing authenticity over quick success. Some called it foolish. He called it freedom. One rainy evening, years into his career, Adrian returned to Miramar for a surprise performance at the same cafe where it all began. His mother was in the front row, tears streaming down her face. The audience was small, but the emotion in the room was overwhelming. As he strummed the last note of Waves of You, Adrian smiled. The journey had taken him far, but the heart of his music was still the same, raw, honest, and born from the tides of his life. Adrian Vega, once a dockworker with a dream, had risen not just as a musician, but as a storyteller, whose songs would echo for years to come. The end.